Welcome, welcome. I'm Dr. Tracy Dickens, a psychologist, and if this is your first time here at Sweet Joyful Soul, welcome. And if you've been here before, welcome back. I'm so happy to spend time with you. This is the fourth excerpt that I'm sharing with you from my book that I wrote on trauma and how to heal from it using science and faith. And today I'm going to be talking about how our family and our childhood experiences lays the foundation for how we experience trauma and how we heal from trauma. So without further ado, go grab your favorite drink and pull up a chair and let's get started. I looked on with shock and fear and curiosity. I had never seen such raw emotion, the hair pulling, the names. My goodness, one of the names, I wasn't even sure what it meant, but I knew it was definitely a wash your mouth out with soap kind of name. And the yelling, oh my goodness, the yelling. Opera singers could only hit that octave. I'd never seen two sisters fight like this before. I'd never seen anyone fight like this before. My 10-year-old brain could not make sense of it. I ducked as a book flew by my head. All of this because someone used the wrong shampoo? Really? I felt like I should leave, but I kind of wanted to see what was going to happen. I mean, who would win this fight? Downstairs buzzed with conversations about work and school and how great dinner smelled. Upstairs, it was an amateur version of Rocky. Dinner! My friend's mom yelled. The two sisters stopped for a moment, just a moment, and then another threat. Girls, get down here, now! A male voice barreled up the stairs. An exchange of homicidal looks, the younger of the two pivoted and stomped down the stairs, announcing the injustices. I stared at my friend, who, other than the breathing heavily, appeared completely unmoved by the exchange. For some of you, this is a familiar scene. For others, you wish the argument was the worst memory of your childhood. The first line of Anna Karenina is, all happy families are alike. Each unhappy family is unhappy in its own way. That line captures the reality of family since the beginning of time. We all learn a long list of how to and what not to do during our childhood. Some of the lessons are spoken with purposeful demonstrations and instructions. For example, how to make a PB&J, how to wash dishes. Other lessons are unspoken with demonstrations through actions and responses, how to argue, how to express love. The purposeful lessons we tend to talk about the most. However, the unspoken lessons, well, those are the ones that impact us the most. You and I have received instructions from our mother before our first breath. In the last trimester, sensory systems in humans start to process information. The sounds, Motown, oldies, top 40, or yelling and screaming, vibrated bones, and the auditory system establish the blueprint for language. The food eaten, French fries, kale chips, or food insecurity, inform the taste buds, laying the foundation for food preference. The mother's unique pheromones mixed with other preferred scents, lilacs or cedar or cigarette smoke, imprinted the first smell of comfort. Your brain took in all the information, the good and, well, the not so good. In the first few months of your life, when you cried, someone changed your diaper and you no longer felt cold and wet. You learned crying brought warmth. If you cried and you were fed, you learned that pain in your stomach could be soothed. If you cried and someone wrapped you in softness and sang a melody, you learned that emptiness could be filled with love. In short, the sensations that had no name were given meaning. You learned that you can impact the world and the world can impact you. You learned that you have power and worth. Seemingly innocuous parental behaviors such as cradling an infant in your arms, in which arm you cradle in, is the blueprint for social interactions. Yes, you heard correctly. Forrester and colleagues reported that there is an instinctual bias for humans to cradle infants and children on the left side. regardless of gender and regardless of handedness. This preference for the left side is linked to how our brain processes information. The right side of our brain receives signals from the left side of our body, and the right side of our brain handles our facial recognition, nonverbal communication such as tone, and translates social cues. When you hold an infant in your left arm and you speak and you share adorations, you establish the blueprints and the early foundation for social skills. Another group of researchers replicated the results, noting that toddlers whose mothers held them on the left hip showed more social interaction and interactions with reciprocity. This means that our sense of self, our ideas about relationships, and how we interact in them starts before we can ever speak a single word. What we learn is the foundation, and the years that follow, the experiences that follow, will reveal the strength of that foundation. David said, "Upon you I have learned from before my birth. You are he who took me from my mother's womb." Psalm 71:6. Your early experiences in utero and infancy impact you, no doubt. But experiences cannot erase your original design, what God placed in you. The great prophet Steve Jobs said, "Design is not just what it looks like and feels like. Design is how it works." Now, I'm joking about Mr. Jobs being a prophet, but I'm very serious about this quote. Researchers have tried for generations to understand what portion of who we are is a result of nature or nurture. You are unique, and your gifts and your talents and your abilities are woven into your DNA. Each of us is unique in design and how we fulfill our purpose. Each of us has unique motivations, energy, and interest, and your design, your DNA, your instructions determine how you work. Identical twins share the same DNA. They look the same to the unfamiliar eye, but there are physical differences, and there are differences in their likes and dislikes. Brothers and sisters share DNA, but they have different energy, expressivity, motivation, and reasoning. Talk to any parent, and they will tell you that those differences between their children appears as soon as they are born. Well, oftentimes before they're born, just how the mother experiences them in the womb. Psychologists call this early expression of uniqueness temperament. According to the Psychology Dictionary, temperament is the foundation of character, generally presumed to be biologically determined and exist early in life. It includes traits of emotional reactivity, energy level, reaction, tempo, motivation, and the motivation to explore. Some researchers say it is the how, not the why, to our behaviors. I would argue that temperament is the part of the Creator's original instructions for you. In a home and in a family, you have shared DNA and environment, working in concert, creating a unique symphony. Researchers note that the characteristics observed in infancy can't be permanently removed. However, life experiences can shape the expression of the characteristics. God provides the material, our parents lay the foundation, and our life experiences build our story. So, I ask you, friend, think about your childhood experiences. How were you disciplined in the home? How did people have heated discussions or arguments in your home? How was sadness or anger or frustration tolerated or not tolerated in your home? Because all those experiences impact who you are and how you experience the world and the people around you and how you make sense of the relationships that you're in. Remember, who you are, who God designed you to be, is never lost. It's never removed. It can never be changed. You are uniquely you. So, that's it for this excerpt. If you've been enjoying this series, let me know with a like, thumbs up, and let me know down below if you want to hear more from the book. And until I see you in the next video, take care of yourself and remember to always choose joy.